Dan Bilzerian, Ignite. A lot of stuff going on with this company, and it sounds like there's a lot of trouble. The boats are rocking, don't come a knocking. Talking about what's going on with this company that everybody got really excited about when they IPO'd last year, and the epic downfall of the company. Now there's a lawsuit against Dan Bilzerian and more news about frivolous spending and basically using investor money to keep up his appearance and lifestyle. Talking about it here in this video. Big news. Big news for all you Instagram investor, Robinhood type stock chasers. Talking about it right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and now I know this is not TMZ. We're not here to talk about Hollywood's greatest and latest celebrities, but we are here to talk about Ignite, which is a CBD marijuana company. They've got beverages, they've got drops, they've got vapes, and they're also claiming to do events. Well, big news coming out about Dan Bilzerian and all of the Instagram fame, the girls, the parties, the life, living the dream, or is he living someone else's nightmare? This is BILZF. This is basically Ignite's OTC stock presence here in the USA. So this is a pink sheet, penny stock, basically at this point. Now, back in August of 2019, this stock did have some momentum with the whole cannabis market making moves. There's always more to be found out exactly what's going on with this company. And as you can see back there in August, the price of this stock trading around $2 at a high, actually up there to $2.45. And I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty pumpy and dumpy. And as you can see, from October 2019 at the $2 area down here to about 50 cents, had a little pop recently actually, going from 50 cents up there to $1.22. First off, that the company lost $50 million last year, and people are basically betting that this company will fail. Now, the story obviously is a lot about Dan Bilzerian being the prominent figure of this company, being the celebrity of this company. Now, we've seen a lot of celebrities starting alcohol companies, starting different vaping companies, cosmetic companies, clothing brands. So it's not unheard of to have celebrities start companies or partner with companies to promote the product that the company sells and to use the celebrity's image. And that's exactly what has been going on here with Ignite and with Dan Bilzerian. So the big question is, how did Ignite spend so much money? That's 67 million in Canadian dollars, and that's 50 million in US. So Ignite IPO'd in Canada. They have the OTC ticker that we just looked at as well for people who are trading OTC stocks. And as you can see here, there's our friend with all of his friends as well, Dan Bilzerian, with the pretty ladies of the Ignite company. It's been interesting because I've been seeing Ignite all over Instagram. It's just been like all these hot girls wearing Ignite bikinis. That's been their marketing plan. But they've lost $50 million, so maybe their marketing isn't working. Now, Ignite makes money in two ways. The company issued and sold shares of its company's stock, and the company also raised money via debt. As per the annual filing, Ignite recorded $25 million from proceeds of issuing shares, $19.9 million from convertible debt, and $23 million from a short-term promissory note. So basically, Dan Bilzerian's company has a lot of other people's money. With that money, Ignite went on a spending spree, even as its stock tanked. The company claims to operate in Mexico, Canada, Ireland, and the United Kingdom, as well as the United States, where the Ignite branded CBD products are supposedly available in stores. They've got a vodka, they've got a water. I mean, it's pretty interesting to see like this whole company at this point. They've got a water. They've got water. What? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you bought that. I don't know if that was a good business plan there, but I guess maybe I don't know. It's obviously not working at this point. So in 2019, Ignite lost $43 million on operational costs alone, mostly marketing and promotion, leases on offices, and compensation for staff and executives. Posting fat losses is not obviously unheard of for a new company in Silicon Valley, but what is uncommon is how poorly managed this company is in terms of spending money. Keep in mind that the company became publicly traded only in February of 2019 when Ignite went public on the Canadian Stock Exchange via a reverse takeover with an almost dormant metal trading firm called ALQ Gold, which inexplicably decided to give up on mining and embrace weed, according to filings. But what a year it was. In 2019, Ignite's budget for marketing and promotion was $22 million, more than twice what the company registered in sales revenue. For every dollar in sales, $9.6 million, the company spends almost $2 in general and administrative costs, being $18 million. This would basically explain what this company has done with all of their money. Now, complicating all of this is the unavoidable fact that Dan Bilzerian receives at least some of his fortune from his father, Paul Bilzerian, a felon and Wall Street fraudster whom SEC says owes more than $62 million to the American taxpayer. Now, in past interviews, Bilzerian has copped to being a beneficiary of trust that his father set up. Investigated revealed that Dan Bilzerian is also involved with companies that are related to or also involved with his father. So, a lot of stuff going on here, but back to Ignite. You've got the models, you've got the cars, you've got everything, you've got all the fame, but how does it really work? Obviously, a lot of money is being spent and not a lot of money is coming in. So, Bilzerian, who owns at least a stake in other companies headquartered in Montana and Nevada, according to public records, also uses Ignite as an ATM. Ignite cash went to pay salaries, licensing fees, business expenses, travel expenses for companies owned by the CEO. How much of all this Ignite chooses to share with the shareholders and holders of its debt until its annual report, the company can only say, but I don't think that they actually talked about it that much. Now, the former company president is a former tobacco executive who looked to be cash flow positive in 2020. Well, now, obviously, the world has ended, and, well, the idea of having events and parties and all that has ended as well, and we've seen a big drop-off in that space. So, obviously, Ignite has taken a huge hit. They were, I guess, maybe banking on the idea of 2020 being the year for them after spending all of that money on marketing and all of that. But here we are today. And, well, sometimes you got to be ready for a rainy day. And it looks like Ignite was just not ready for a rainy day at this point. So, big news as well is that, obviously, Dan Bilzerian is a renter and somebody else is paying all of his credit cards. Now, there is a lawsuit that was filed saying that Dan Bilzerian's whole life really is just one big fraud at this point, talking about the $2.4 million in annual rent and paying for everything else that Dan Bilzerian does from Ignite. So the news is that the company Dan Bilzerian founded and served as CEO and majority shareholder, according to Curtis Heffernan, Ignite recently ousted former president. According to Heffernan's suit, the previous president that was fired basically is complaining about Dan Bilzerian's spending of company money and objecting to various sleight of hand tricks that would hide this spending is what basically got him fired. Through its company's counsel, Ignite did not respond to these allegations and these interviews and, I guess, articles here on Forbes. Former Ignite employees who spoke on condition of anonymity, fearing professional repercussions, confirmed much of what the previous president said in his suit. Ignite pays for everything, models, events, yachts. Dan would just have it wrapped with the Ignite logo, and all of a sudden it was an Ignite expense, and he would send them the bill. Pools, trampolines, the personal events. The former executive with Procter & Gamble, Heffernan, joined Ignite in March of 2019. At the time, the company was trying to find its niche. Ignite pivoted from a recreational cannabis brand to a CBD company to a company that was happy to try to put the Ignite Goat logo basically on everything. Now, trouble arose in May of 2020. Red flags were first raised by accountants doing the books in preparation for the Ignite International Brands annual report. According to the suit, the accountants flagged $843,000 in company expenses that appeared to be personal in nature. These included payments for charges racked up on one of Dan Bilzerian's credit cards, $500,000 yacht rental, Star Wars set, trip to London, paintball field, and all of this other stuff. Also, they spent $26,000 to boost Dan Bilzerian's Instagram followers and paid for travel expenses of the rotating cast of models. What do we got? We've got the classic story of hype, of marketing, of Instagram, social media, the fame, everything. Fame. But guess what? Here we are today, and the story always ends up being the same. These companies like this that are getting pumped on the OTC market, on the Canadian Stock Exchange, getting pumped on hopes and dreams while fueling one man's passion and dreams. These shareholders are the ones left holding the bag. So remember, just because something looks shiny and nice does not mean that it's a good investment. Just because a celebrity is attached to a company does not mean that it's a good company. So, what do we learn here, kids? Don't invest in companies that lose money just because a celebrity is endorsing them. Now, obviously, someone's going to be like, yeah, but I bought Tesla and they're losing money. Well, yeah, it's a different story. That's a totally different story. Here it is, there it is, or here it is, whatever you want to call it. Ignite, it's one big total flop and looking like the end is near for this young and not so hot company that tried really, really hard to be famous on Instagram and now looks like they're going to be closing the door sooner than later, running out of money. At this point, who's really going to keep investing in this company with all of this bad news around it? I guess at the end of the day, there's always going to be some type of sucker out there who wants to be a little bit more like Dan Bilzerian, who might invest in this company. But at the end of the day, normally what goes up comes back down when there's nothing to hold it up. So interesting to see what happens to this stock from here. Can it go lower? Obviously, it always can go lower, but we've seen a couple little volatility pops along the way. We'll keep an eye on it. BILZF. And let's see what happens here the next few weeks, next few months, and maybe by the end of the year, we'll have a better idea of what's going to happen here with this stock and with this company, Ignite.